Real good.
Welcome to Deep Dive Daily.
Good morning, Andy. Good morning to the New York Football Giants.
Wow.
What a game. Did you know that the Giants were just clearly better than the Eagles?
I bet
we
their
kinda
money
might have
line
learned that
yesterday.
last night. Yeah, well, that was a good bet by you.
Somebody
Fun Thursday night football game. Yeah.
Somebody in the chat yesterday, because you weren't here. Somebody in the chat's like, "Hey, do you got any props?" And I don't, because I don't spend much time on that sort of thing. I'll find some I like here and there, but
Dart over rushing.
No, I went Bellinger under. So I said I don't. So I went to the Sharp Stack thing, which again, if it's not all projections, a lot of that is like, hey, Pinnacle and bookmakers say this price, and here's something that's like 40 cents better at a shittier book. No offense to Novig, but some of those are just going to be inherently better because of how low the vigorish is, and that sort of model. So it's like, hey, your best prop is actually Giants plus 370 on the money line because it's just so far off the market of the sharp books. I did end up playing a little of that as well as Bellinger under. So congrats to Andy, because I kind of forgot about it until I was like, what were my props today? And the other one was a Devontae Smith under 51.5 yards. He had 49, but should have had what, 130? Missed him on that long. I mean, he was open by a mile. And I think that's my biggest takeaway was just Jalen Hurts wasn't quite on at times, and they probably should have played a little better. They got shut out in the second half. We lost our second half bet because of the Eagles sucking ass.
Yeah, it was a messy. It gets there if AJ Dillon doesn't fumble on that Eagles garbage time drive, right? That basically snuffed it out. Because if they score there and it's 21 points then in the second half, then all of a sudden you just need a field goal and the Giants on a drive killing field goal, or the Eagles with another touchdown.
I know. I was really hoping he was down. I'm like, he was down, right? And then they see it. It's like he was not down.
Dude, AJ Dillon was the least valuable player last night for Philadelphia. Wow. At least it's a forgiving town, right? You can have a performance like that. Nobody gets on your ass.
Well, here's the thing. Silver lining for the Eagles. A lot of people are mad at the Phillies instead.
Oh, good point. That's a really good point. All right, man. What is the major takeaways for you? Injuries, markets, anything you need to bring to light?
Kind of a dumb one I've been tracking that maybe is going under the radar is the Packers kicker is pretty injured, and but they think they're going to just start him anyway. So that game could get weird if it's like, oh, his quad is hurt after it feels like one of those dumb ones where they bring a guy in, he's hurt, he shouldn't be playing, they don't have a better option, he kicks the ball off to start the game, pulls up lame, and they're going for 2 for the rest of the game. So the Packers game could get wonky in a hurry. They did bring some other kickers in. Obviously the biggest one is Brissett probably starting for the Cardinals. Like that changes the outlook of that game, because even when Kyler hasn't been his best, he's been a big part of what's making that offense go at all. Gosh, not a lot. It sounds like Terry probably out. It sounds like Pearsall probably out. God, what was the other? I had one other one. I didn't really bring my notes, man. It's a Friday. I'm looking up Pizzole recipes, man.
Okay.
I am. It's not. So I told myself for this Souptober, I'm going to make only soups I haven't made myself. Some of them I've eaten before, but I've never made it before. So it's going to be a little put myself out there, guys.
Okay. Well, good work. What market
moves?
Who
else is injured?
Oh, who?
Scattaboo.
Oh, really? He got hurt last night?
I saw Quinn Mitchell. There's just no way he's not concussed. Like, they're not saying anything. He has to have like some sort of weird, like the amniotic fluid around your brain. His has to be like 3 times as thick or something.
Yeah.
He has some sort of abnormality, like how Secretariat had a bigger heart It's like that. There's no chance he's not concussed. He's leaning into like the one he could have just run around the guy and scored a touchdown. Instead, he like tried to have helmet to helmet contact. Like there's something wrong with that boy, and he's a lot of fun to watch.
He runs angry. Dart
kind of runs that way too. Quinyon Mitchell is one to watch for next week. Obviously, see how long that hamstring injury matters because obviously the backups in that secondary are a little. Oh my God, I remember this. Everything has an old Simpsons episode when Homer he had something like that.
Tiny brain and never hit the skull. All right. Seattle flip favorite. I like that market move. I was hopeful that was going to happen. I think that closes probably in the vicinity of 2.5, which I agree with. I haven't seen the support that I was hoping would show up for New Orleans yet. Those are probably my favorite two sides of the week. I say probably those are my favorite two sides of the week. Everything else I bet this week I'm a little on, except for that over in Dallas, Carolina. Has that hit 51 yet? If not, why not?
Seattle up another defensive tackle just with some of the injuries they've had. Brandon Peely, which is a fun connection to former Minnesota Lynx first-round pick Alyssa Peely. She plays for the Sparks now, but little sister is a WNBA star. Not star, but she plays. The Seahawks injuries, that's another one where and they're a West Coast team, so it's going to be a little later in the day. That's one I really need to monitor. I like them. We both agreed we like them this week. It might be hard for me to pull the trigger on that one. I've been kind of holding off because the secondary injuries and some of the other defensive injuries matter. And there's just too many of them for me to get really, really excited about this team right now. They need to get healthy. And I don't know. Besides the other ones I mentioned, that's a big one I'm watching, I suppose.
What is the total for Carolina or Dallas right now?
I don't have anything up, man.
All right, don't worry.
I gotta close all these recipes. I'll pull some stuff up.
All right, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
No. That's what we talk. Let's talk football. Arizona versus the Colts.
No,
Dallas, Carolina is 50-50 flat right now.
Man, what the hell? That should be going up. All of the game. Oh, we did forget that. He didn't. See those quotes?
He's a hell of a runner too.
Yeah.
Eddie coming off a real nice week.
All right. Well, I like that over 50 still. I'm pretty stoked on Seattle. I still think Saints should be a bet at 3.5. I took some San Francisco at 3, hoping that we would get some good news on the receivers. We didn't. That's just probably a coin flip bet at this point. I took Chicago on literally a leap of faith that Ben Johnson has some adjustments in store coming out of the bye. And I laid the Chiefs, which is also a little bit of a leap of faith that you're going to get a more spirited effort with that team at home in primetime after the Monday night loss. Plus, I don't like the secondary situation in Detroit. That's real bad. That's real stinky. If they can overcome that, then defensive coordinator, you got to keep an eye on that guy. I think you're muted.
Another one to watch today. Xavier Worthy didn't practice on Thursday. See what his status is here Friday. He matters a lot for that offense. I'm with you there too, where I might just play Chiefs team total over.
Okay.
Because the matchup with that secondary is decimated right now.
Branch being out,
we're pretty much in lockstep. A lot of the stuff you like, I like as well.
Yeah.
If I get any good Seattle news, I'll end up laying it there. I'll lay the point and a half with them. I agree with you on the Dallas over. Dallas is super injured. If you look at the list of injuries, it's super long, but still, the offense is just humming right now.
Okay. All right. Well, I know you sent me some.
Where did you land on the Chargers?
I have not bet that game, man. It's mostly just because the offensive line for the Chargers is such a mystery box. They should be able to move the ball anyway, but fuck, man, I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, it's an issue one. That's a good game just to not bet.
Yeah. The defense for the Dolphins is so bad that it kind of doesn't matter what the game state is. The Chargers, even if they're weighed, I'm hopeful that the Chargers spot the Dolphins like 10 points, and then I'll bet the Chargers live.
Yeah,
2 to throw a pick, or 2 or 3, 2 or 3,
2 to throw a pick at -140. We'll take that. Yeah. That's a good bet for that one. Yeah, it's a prop game.
All right. Let's. I agree with Pat. Trick Dak plus 250 comeback player of the year is ridiculously off. He should be -1 something, I think. I got to go back and listen to your pod from yesterday to see what your opinions are. So I'm ready for him next week. But did you make any awards bets yesterday?
I bet Waller earlier in the week.
Oh, okay.
Just because it's a big number and it's a fun narrative, and he's good. Like, he's legit. He's a big part of the offense. He's monster in the red zone. And I said, it's going to be hard to overtake Dak and obviously Hutchinson, CMC, all the other names. I was kind of down on CMC. The numbers are there, but there's just no buzz. He's not at that level that, we just have such high expectations of him.
He's getting an enormous amount of volume, and it's super inefficient.
Yeah, it's like, hey, he has a lot of catches and a lot of catching yards. We should call it that. So
catching yards.
All right. Catching yards.
You sent me your Survivor thoughts. I just want to get closure there. It sounds like we're going to swerve the obvious play on Green Bay, largely based on future value. Is that my read? You want to save them? Save them?
Fading, not when you fade a team in Survivor, it's not always like, I think they lose, I hope they lose, and if they lose, a big chunk of the field is out. It's we get to use the Packers later on. That's
when the field won't have them.
When the field won't have them,
we want them when the field doesn't have them. I think that's a good call. So, and especially because there are good choices.
Yeah. So in the chalk one, I think we just go. I think you can go chalky, and then obviously the other leg, the other contrarian-ish one. It probably just does turn into, let's fade the Ravens while we can. This wasn't a game. If you looked at all the games and you spent the time in the preseason looking at all the games that might be your choices each week, there's no chance Rams versus Ravens on the road was going to be a look. But so many injuries, and the Rams are playing well enough where that's a look. I think if you want to go a little, it's contrarian, but they're still like -380 to win that game on the money line. The Steelers are obviously a look for some people just based on the huge situational spot. The Colts are, I think, the chalk pick that's not Green Bay because of the Brissett stuff and how good they've looked. And, they have some future value, but not the way that Green Bay does. I don't know. You haven't given me your opinion on anything.
I think it's Colts Rams. I would love to make the case for the Raiders, and this is like now or never.
That's if you have like Raiders, 5 entries or 10 entries left. You use the Raiders, and you're like uber contrarian. We have 2 picks left.
Yeah, I think we go. I think we go pick Colts on 1, Rams on 2, on 3. But the
Rams on 3.
Yeah, the Rams on 3. I'm not seeing any upside for the Ravens this week. That's for sure. I'm not seeing much upside for the Cardinals. In fact, there's some downside there if it's the Jacoby Brissett show. Yeah, let's do this. Colts are at home still, amazingly. We still haven't. Daniel Jones hasn't like blown up yet or turned into a pumpkin. I'm assuming it'll happen at some point in the seasons, and at that point, we're gonna be like, do we really want to use the Colts? We've seen some Daniel Jones do some scary shit. I think we strike while the iron is hot on him before it goes sideways.
And then I have
later. What do you think?
It's funny. I had the Cardinals in one of my survivors last week, so I'm down a leg there. I'm gonna use and I have used the Colts in that one, so I'm gonna use the Rams in that one.
Okay, all right, that works.
Exclusively.
Colts Rams, I dig.
Colts Rams teaser. Teasers have been the death knell for teams I've bet on, but I like that. I will. I'll be joining you on the Saints. I have to.
We'll see tomorrow morning if I had some panic texts like just Packers. What are we doing? I reserve the right to chicken out and just take the Packers.
It doesn't have a good. He doesn't have a really good track record against Flacco this year.
I guess the funny thing, or a thing I want to get your opinion on,
that was a much different defense. I feel
very different defense.
Like there's a gap. There's a gap.
That was a defense. This is a defense.
This is 11 people that have jerseys that have been given jerseys. Like, hey, you're here.
Yeah, that run out there and presumably defend. All right. The thing about Survivor, I guess, the contraction of the pool.
Real timeout though. Real quick timeout before you get to that. The Bengals can win this game.
Of course.
They have to score 35 points. Like that's their path to victory. If you like the Bengals, you like the Bengals team total over. Their only path to victory is 175 yards in DPI, and Chase has another 175 himself.
Refs keep him in the game. And then something weird happens at the end.
A couple turnovers, but it is absolutely not a low-scoring game like we saw in their other loss. Like it's a 35-31 kind of thing. Yeah, exactly. Especially if Green Bay doesn't have a kicker. That'll be interesting.
Special teams matters this year, Andy. Special teams
48-yarder to tie it up, and the punter's out there going to try it. God, now I want to make a weird SGP in there. Where it's like Flacco over 300, Jamar over 125, Bengals money line, Packers team total over.
Ooh.
All right, well,
I like that.
Say your Survivor thing.
So there's still a shitload of entries. Even with all the chaos, there's still so many people who are alive, and then so many groups who are alive. Like you mentioned it earlier this week, there's 7 entries who have seven individual teams that have 10 entries a pop. Those could also have collaborative effort. So we could be up against people who still have 20 plus live entries in that thing. I feel like this gets won if we can avoid the next wave of real chaos, and then we just got to run hot because we'll be picking teams at that point.
Survivor's funny, and it's like anything else. It's like fantasy football or some of this other stuff. Like you can do all the research in the world, you can spend all the time, you can buy all the products. Like some of it just comes down to luck, where it's like, hey,
of course,
we were 50-50 on this team and this team, and we went with this team, and you win like 7 or 8 coin tosses down the stretch, and that gets you into the end of it. That gets you into the end game, because who would have seen some of these losses coming?
Yeah, we did the math wrong, or I did the counting wrong, and thought we had Arizona available for our third entry last week. We did not. And so we ended up on Minnesota, and Minnesota won by fluke and Arizona lost by fluke. So yes, it is about getting lucky, not about being smarter than the rest of the pool, from what I can tell you. Hopefully we run good, man. We'll see. But I like that. So we'll do Colts and Rams and save the Packers so that we have a bullet for later in the season. I like that. All right, let's wrap. Wine of the week.
There's been a bunch of kickoffs that not landing in landing zone. Throwback to our, what was it, Miami, Tennessee over, where the game was dead and you got the over on that late Pollard touchdown. Yeah, we had the same thing on that safety, and a lot of people didn't catch the end of the Lions game because it was a bit of a laugher. The Bengals did the same thing. They fucked up the onside kick. It's an unsportsmanlike penalty, half the distance to the goal, and however it turned out, and you end up with the safety, right? Is that what happened there?
I don't know. There
was something goofy, but there was something goofy.
Telling me something that's news to me.
Yeah, you had the. I thought they screwed up for the free kick. No. After the safety, they screwed up the free kick, and then ended up. And then the Lions.
That was what happened with Miami, Tennessee.
Yeah, that one was weird too. We were like learning new rules on the fly, but when they changed the kickoff stuff, it changed for a lot of different stuff. It's not just the regular kickoffs. We have landing zones for everything, including onside kicks and free kicks.
It is hilarious though that some teams are just exceptionally good. Some teams are super, super good at hitting a fucking screwball that, like, the Giants did to the Eagles, to two different Eagles yesterday.
Dillon, right? Just dropping the ball out of bounds.
Both Tank Bigsby and AJ Dillon both couldn't handle the screwball they got.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, all right, man. Let's wine of the week real quick. Wine of the week.
Wine of the week. We did a lot of wine last week or last night, but you give me one.
Yeah,
give me one to drink with my Pozole Rojo.
Ooh. So you're gonna put pork in it?
Yes, it's smoked pulled pork.
Damn, that sounds super good. Well, I'm in Oregon. I'm gonna only pick an Oregon Pinot. I'm going to give you one from the Eola Amity Hills. Yeah, to be fair, Tank Bigsby and AJ Dillon. Yeah, Eola Amity Hills is the southernmost kind of portion of the Willamette Valley.
Eola Amity Hills.
And yeah, the Pinots down there are incredible. They would go very well with Pozole and pork. The Aubain was the best one I've tried. That was a new one for me. I don't know if you can find that at Topo, but just pick an Eola Amity Hills Pinot, and I think you'll be impressed because it's the soil characteristics that really make it pretty earthy, which is kind of a quiet characteristic of a lot of the best Oregon Pinots. Is they got a little funk, they got a little earthiness, and I think that'll complement the Pozole Roja well. Pozole Roja it's gonna be a little spicy. It's going to be a little fatty. You want something that's going to be able to cut the fat, and you want something that's going to be able to complement the spice. I would go with the Eola Amity Hills.
Somebody mentioned when I said I was going to make it, I said hominy is underused. Like, can you name another dish that features hominy? I've only had hominy in like a cold salad where it's like hominy mixed with cucumbers and tomatoes and like an oil and vinegar. Like, a hominy salad, it's not really something. It's just a cold salad. I can't think of another dish. I've seen people make scalloped hominy, I guess, but yeah, it's not a go-to for much of anything, but it's prominently featured in this soup.
It's good.
Either way, make hominy great.
All right, man. Let's wrap.
Yeah, I like it. All right, see you guys.
What are you getting up to this weekend besides the Pozole?
Volleyball tournament Saturday. So
that's fun.
It's killing most of my. It's in the next town over, so it's not bad. I don't have to drive very far.
That's good. So there's some good college football on Saturday. You watching any of the college football Saturday?
I'm going to watch golf tonight. I'm going to watch golf Saturday night, Sunday, all day.
Red River Shootout tomorrow.
Maybe we'll see. We'll see how long volleyball takes. That shit can take all day, man. I'm going to be in a gym.
If only you had a phone.
I'll bring my tablet.
If only you had a tablet.
Yeah, I've spent many Friday, Saturday, Sunday in a cafeteria sitting at a children's table watching sports on a tablet.
Yeah, you get the incognito Bluetooth headphones. Just bring a tablet. And when everybody else is clapping, yay. Whoa! Oh, where? Oh, nothing happened? Oh.
I know every once in a while they have Sunday tournaments, and that drives me nuts. Like, I've told that story. There was some two teams, and they were facing each other, and I noticed they were from the same town in Wisconsin, and it was Eau Claire. And I said, one of these teams is going to make the finals, and there's a game in between here in the finals, so they're not going to play for about an hour. The game takes 40 minutes, and then they have to get first or second place medals. And I looked at the time; it was Super Bowl Sunday. I said, I looked at the time because we were about to leave. We'd lost in like the semifinals. And I said, these guys live 2 hours away. Like, they're not getting home for the Super Bowl. Whoever wins, like, these dads are probably cheering against their kids because whoever loses gets to leave. Whereas the other team has to stay for like 2 more hours, and they're not making back to Eau Claire for the Super Bowl. So it's a grind, man. It's kids are a leak. We'll see you guys on Sunday.
Volleyball dad, kids are a leak.
Kids are a leak.
All right, man.
See ya.